Okay, so here's where the LODs have gone wrong, and since I'm redoing this, I thought I'd just explain what all these error messages are about, right? So you've duplicated some of these objects, like you can see you've duplicated this bale, which is actually this end of the ground. You've duplicated this, and this one is now called bale 1, and you've dragged it under this different object. So it was this one, you've duplicated it, and then you've dragged it under this new parent, right? And you're getting all these error messages. And what this is saying is, when you go over here to the LOD group, which is what these error messages are related to, right? You'll see bale 1 is the one we're working on, right? And it's got these LODs here. The LOD group component switches between these meshes here depending on the distance, right? It should be pointing at the meshes that are underneath this object. But when you've duplicated it, it's kept reference to its original child meshes. So, and you can see this by clicking here, it highlights this object. It should be this object. And that's what this is telling you. This is saying the renderer of blah 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 is registered with more than one LOD group. And so all that's happening is that this, well actually it's this one, like I said, this one is pointing to the wrong things. And so you've got this LOD group turning on and off these models, which are, the wrong ones, because this LOD group is turning on and off these models. See, when I click here, it's highlighting these ones. And when I click here, it's also highlighting these ones. It should be highlighting these ones. So all you need to do is you just need to drag these ones and have the same name because they're the same models into these slots. And so now when you click here, instead of highlighting these ones, it highlights these ones. So we can minimize these because these two are sorted. Clear all these shit out. And let's do another one just to show. So we go over here. This is correct because it's pointing to its child meshes. So we get rid of that. And again, this one's a problem, I think. So we go here, and yeah, it's not pointing to these ones, it's pointing to the original one that it was duplicated from. See? So instead we click here, and we drag 0 into the 0, 1, 1 into the 1, 1, and 2 into the 2, 1. And then on this final one, is this pointing? Yeah, this is again wrong. It's pointing to this one at the top, but it should be pointing to these ones. So we just drag them there, and eventually all these error messages would disappear once this has all been done. Minimize. These don't have LOD groups on them. But yeah, you can click here and it will tell you. It's saying these models are being turned on and off from more than one LOD group. So this is the bat wicket. This is the one I just fixed. This is the one I just fixed, isn't it? Let's go to the pole wicket now. Right, and I mean, this one's more obvious because these are named wrong. So that's how it's like super obvious. This is the bale, so that it shouldn't say stump there, it should say bale, LOD0, bale, LOD1. And just for complete, to be very comprehensive here as well, I mean, this LOD group has been added automatically because you've dragged the game object, right? Because when I've made the model in Blender, I've named these objects with LOD 0, 1, 2, 3. So you've got, so when you've dragged that into the scene, it's created the top object and it's automatically put LOD group component on it, right? But you don't need to have one LOD group controlling these three, and then on this one we've got another LOD group controlling these three, and you've got your camera settings for each of these. You don't actually need that, right? What you could do is on the bowl wicket object, right, you could add an LOD group component here, and then you could click on the renderers, and then you could drag in this one and this one and all of the 0 objects into 0 and all of the objects into 1. And I mean, this is like a very small performance saving thing, but it would save, again, I don't know why I'm mentioning this, because this will be something that we'll be obsessed about now. The benefit is that doing it this way is it's when you drag things in, these are added automatically, and if you drag them in, they're set up correctly and it's added automatically, and it's detecting the distance between this object and these meshes to the camera, right? But since these are all so close together, you could add one and then set it up yourself, but yeah, it's just kind of pointless, and I doubt it would save that much performance. But just saying that it could be done a slightly different way, to use only one LOD group, and it would probably save a tiny amount of performance, but you know, it would require more setting up. You could also set up the one or set up multiple and stick them in as prefabs, and then so you drag it in as a prefab and it would all be set up with reference to itself, as opposed to having to worry about this stuff. But that's neither here nor there.